What is Warhammer 40K?
In darkness of the 41st millennium exists the Empire of Man, a backwards carcass of an empire comprised of many devoted forces, gigantic robot knights, religious machine cultists, and incredibly heavily armored women, most likely with
I like heavily armored
abs.
women.
And one must know what those abs taste like.
I'm looking at the titty, mama.
No prisoners for the Emperor!
Now explain Warhammer to me, Warhammer man.
Enlightenment has ended.
Oh.
The age of darkness has begun.
Oh.
Roughly 60 million years ago, there existed aliens. And these aliens lived short, painful lives.
That's disgusting.
To radiation-stricken worlds and often died of various cancers before the age of 30. These aliens, the Necron tier.
Dude, the Necron tier are ugly. That is a fucky design, mama. That is pure fucking putrid. Warhammer, you're not beating the ugly allegations. It starts bad and it doesn't stop. It's all downhill from here, chat. Like, the same people that are like, video game ladies are all ugly nowadays, and they turn around and they like shit like this. Like, they lick their Warhammer miniature. My sweet Necron tier, I could never abandon you. But, like, if I was, like, having Omega cancer before I got 30, no one would look pretty like that. They got better! We'll see. We'll see, mama.
Up to the stars and found extreme beings of real power. Beings with the ability to create life. The old ones of the galaxy.
My bosses.
They asked these old ones for help. Please cure us.
Please make us not have Omega cancer, I beg of thee.
Piss off. So
yeah! The gods looked at these fugly-ass creatures, squinted, and went, no. And that's it. That's Warhammer. You're welcome.
Gathered together and did the sensible thing. They declared war upon these old beings.
How the fuck are you gonna declare war on a god if your fucking nose is gonna fall off by the time you're 15?
Warhammer, there is a hell. This hell is not like you and I know it. It's more of an afterlife.
What?
A place where dead souls end up. This place has many names. The Empyrean, the Sea of Souls, the Immaterium, and the Ether. But mostly, we just call it the Warp. While you and I know of hell as a place of horrors and
I love that visual because that visual is just like whatever fucking what your Catholic mom tells you is gonna happen to you if you don't eat your veggies. Fucking skeletons everywhere, fire, everybody's suffering.
Beginning, it's energy, but the kind of energy formed from thought and soul, psychic energy, where the dead souls of people end up in a place
now
that
I
is
see why orcs
impossible
are
to
such
understand.
a menace.
No laws of reality exist. Like, time is merely a suggestion, and it is.
Could you
not
imagine
something that
what
can
would
be
happen if we
braved
actually
easily.
like went out into space and we found something like that? It's like, oh, all the physics that you knew, all the math that we've done, all the research that has ever been put out there about space, yeah, it's fucking worthless because an orc somewhere said, haha, pink funny, and now you're here. I think we would deadass be like, you know what, let's become as gods. Hell is like an out dimension. Yeah. Like, what's the afterlife? You go to a nebula somewhere and you become like limitless energy. That's like Event Horizon, yeah.
Fuck this shit.
It would be like sailing the ocean in a pirate movie. To jump from your ship would be certain death. To stay in the sea for too long on your boat could drive a man mad. And there are many dangerous things lurking in those depths. Yet, the sea is not evil. It simply is.
That's the thing with a lot of space shit, right? Like, that's the thing with a lot of space stuff. Like, we have to understand that there's things that are, like, greater than normal human comprehension. And it's not like space is malevolent. It just is a thing that is there. Like, it's nature. Nature doesn't give a rat's ass about you. Nature doesn't care. If it rains while you're stuck in a cave, you're gonna drown. And guess what? Nature didn't give a shit. Space is the same way. It just is that way. It's not meant to be welcoming or not welcoming. That's just how it exists. And you kind of, like, need to, like, fucking come to terms with that fact that, you know what, if you want to go out there, just know that this fucking space doesn't give a shit about you. Nothing. Does not care. Not even a little bit.
Those waters. Areas that you do not sail towards. This would be known as the realm of chaos. The realm of chaos exists in the warp as a special area led by 3 chaos gods: Khorne, the god of combat, murder, and slaughter.
That's
with
a lot
pile
of skulls.
skulls taken in his name. Tzeentch, god of change, mystery, and deceit. A
Gross.
confusing paradox of lies, schemes, and sorceries. And Nurgle, god of rot,
I like
pestilence,
Nurgle.
and
Nurgle's
Genshin
funny.
impact.
Oh.
All things rot in the end. And Grandfather Nurgle is waiting for you with open arms.
Ew.
These gods ruled their respective realm in the warp, sending their many followers against each other in the great game to be the most powerful of all the gods.
All you have to
So
do is spend
warp
$5,000.
exists. Hell is real, parallel to our galaxy, with the realm of chaos and its gods fighting for control. But there are also gods of real space, gods of the normal world
Of the not
too.
warp.
They're called Catan, and they eat stars.
Oh.
You think God stays in heaven because he too
You
lives
did
in
not
fear
just
of what-
fucking quote Spy Kids, Bricky. No. Spy Kids too.
These star gods saw the plight of our poor Necron tier and how the old ones cast them aside and said, you know what?
Tell me
You
why
guys
that
want
didn't have
immor-
Giga Chad face though. That one had Giga Chad face.
Immortality? Oh, we will make it happen. We are the gods of the tangible, of real space. We can give you a cure.
For a price.
So then they ate all their souls.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that shit doesn't come cheap, does it? That shit doesn't fucking come cheap, does it? No. Oh, you want help? Give me your fucking entire life force.
And turned them into robotic automaton, feasting on their souls and leaving a hollow shell of an intelligence left that is technically
Chat. You guys said they got better. You lied! This is not better! This is the fucking Warframe equivalent of Cybermen. But the cancer is gone. They're dead! This is better. How is it better? They look cool though. How is this better? You're trapped in like an eternal undying metal body while a fucking Chad-faced god noms on your soul. How is that good? Oh shit! That's rad! You know what else is rad? Gamer subs! Do you want energy? Do you want to be able to fight 20 people as one man? May I recommend trying out Gamer subs? Yeah, fucking energy for days, baby! Laser focus, dodge, dodge, and you will exude pink fire if you get too excited. And it's pink because he used fucking code KinkyMation at checkout. 10% off, remember that. Ton of energy. And if you don't want energy because caffeine is spooky scary, they got you, baby boo. Caffeine-free flavors, sugar-free. Become a man. Be like a dragon. Be like Kiryu. Boom. Chill over. Soul is not dead. That's even worse. They're worse than that. Yeah, like, y'all are fucking lying. Mostly dead. Technically immortal.
Mortal. With the power of an entire species' souls, they turned their new robotic slaves on the old ones and hunted them to extinction. The Necron tier, now the soulless, undying Necrons, got their wish at the price of their souls. But we
Great.
can count the number of kind gods on an amputated hand.
There's
With
none.
time, the selfish star gods turned on each other,
Of
fighting
course.
one another for more chances at glory and power. With this, the leader of the Necrons, Zarek, the Silent King, the man who doomed his species when he accepted
idiot.
this deal, waited, planned, bide his time until he seized the perfect moment and turned his legions of undead citizens against the star gods.
Oh.
Gods cannot be killed, but they can be broken. So Zarek broke the star gods.
Wait,
into
did you
thousands
use
of
the fucking
pieces and
Giga Chad
locked
to
them
build the
away.
fucking Dyson sphere? Did you use that Giga Chad god, Dorito with a body, to build a Dyson sphere? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Okay. Yeah, kinda.
In vaults, taking their free will away as they did to them and sealed them away.
You know
as
what?
basically
Justified. Valid crash out. Valid crash out. I get it. Completely valid crash out, okay? I would do the same. Yeah, use the Giga Chad god as a battery. Fuck that noise. Now they're better. Yeah, now they're better. Now they wield god fragments like Pokemon.
Pokemon to be used as weapons in the future.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's the Void Dragon.
Zarek then, with his perfect memory, exiled himself for his sins, flying out to the darkness between galaxies to atone for what he had done. This
fucked up his
entire
people.
situation, the genocide of the Old Ones and the rebellion of Zarek, will go down in history as the War in Heaven. It is the most brutal war the galaxy has ever seen and ever will see. This was a conflict that took
I
an
have a question. I
entire
have a
galaxy-
question. I have a question real quick. So, is playing Warhammer 40K kind of like those people that go do Civil War reenactments? Except instead of going and like fucking fake shooting at each other in a field somewhere in Wyoming, do you guys reenact these wars as the games? Or do you make new ones? You can do whatever you want, actually. Sometimes, but not often. Sometimes. You make new ones. It's like D&D with less roleplay. Okay, thank you. All right, back to the video.
Spanning species and pitted them against gods that ate stars. The Necrons,
Jesus.
rather crippled from, you know, the war in heaven, decided to go to sleep in gigantic tomb worlds on various planets until the upstart species of the galaxy died out. And so turns out, when you have a war that lasts tens, hundreds of thousands of years and involves the genociding of multiple species, the old ones of the galaxy, and the consumption of souls from an entire race, the warp gets a little wacky. You know,
I'm guessing it was full of dipshits and we had to make some room.
Korn is over there splashing about, so you don't really go in that direction. Nurgle has explosive diarrhea, so you don't really go in that direction
It's gonna spread to the rest of the pool!
can still kind of get in the pool. The pool's still fine. Turns out, when you add a couple trillion souls to that kiddie pool, it'll make the waves a little more turbulent. And turns out, a lot of them like to pick a side. Nurgle, Tzeentch, or Korn. So the once calmer
There's no
warp,
side with
the once
tits, so I picked none of
relaxing
you.
kiddie pool has now been bloated. A million years of war will certainly make Korn, god of murder and slaughter, more powerful. A million years of war will probably make Tzeentch, god of deception and change, a little more powerful. And good God, a million years of war will make Nurgle, god of decay, oh, just the tiniest bit more powerful. Now, entering that kiddie pool is no longer fun, it's dangerous. The warp is now a problem. Hell is resembling hell a lot closer to what we imagined it originally.
The
Sea of
volcanoes and
Souls
shit.
and the realm of chaos are now intertwined.
Oh, great.
So who else to brave the galaxy than a species that won't need to deal with that?
Is this the fucking fabulous ones? Is this the ones that are like Yes Girl Slay, fuglyelf.com.org? Did we really need the IMAX noise?
Space elves. They have a lot of the traits that you probably think
They
of
have
when you
some of
think
the sickest
elves.
drip in this fucking game, I think.
Tall, slender, pointy ears, bit more androgynous looking, no matter
Very,
what DeviantArt will tell you, and a bit stronger on the emotional side. The old ones, as I mentioned, could create life, and when they were getting, you know, absolutely bodied by the Catan and the Necrons, they made some new races to try to help them. One of them was
they
the Eldar.
barfed
It
out
didn't
elves.
save them, but they're here now anyway. Oh, and also the orcs, but
Oh! So this was a fucking god-made problem. This didn't just spawn out of nowhere. Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
busy right now.
Yeah. Just go. My
The Eldar
favorite
are a
species in Warhammer are the
particularly
orcs that are so stupid that they bend physics.
Powerful race. So they were really adept at being able to handle the new turbulent warp of chaos and good at killing Necrons, hence why they went to sleep. Being psychically gifted is basically
And they're actually
like, being a
not all
wizard, but you
fugly.
get
Like
your
they're not
wizard
like the
power.
Oblivion elves that are like super fucking ugly. The space elves are actually very nice.
Vi,
from hell. This is called being a psyker. And basically, if you want to do cool wizard shit like lightning from your hands
I
or
like that.
reading someone's mind, you can do that. But you siphon the energy to do that from the warp. Luckily, the Eldar are very good at handling this without too many negative effects because, you know, summoning power from the Sea of Souls with the new Chaos Friends can be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, I
But
imagine
Eldar
that
are
might
pretty
fry
good
your
at it.
brain a
And
little.
You see, what's really cool and also awful about Warhammer is that most developed species travel long, faster than light distances by going through that warp. They create a tear in reality to unreality and move through it. Faster than light travel? Cringe. We go through hell itself to deliver your packages. For those of you who play Minecraft, you know how the nether is like a pocket dimension? So moving 10 spaces in the nether is actually moving something like 1,000 in the real world?
Yes.
That's basically what warp travel is. Just much like in the nether, there are a lot of things that want to kill you.
There's really gross shit in the warp, so you probably shouldn't want to go in there. That's what I'm getting. That's legit what I'm getting.
Found a way to do so in between realities. Not regular reality, not the warp.
The web
something
way.
else. A purgatory of sorts. A fabricated psychic realm that allowed them to travel without fearing the negative effects of the warp. The
That ship design is
Eldar
sick.
were the perfect fit for the new galaxy, and they took it with open arms and pointy ears. The empire of the Eldar
Railroad through hell. That's the plan. You
and
blitz right through it.
all the way until now, the 21st century. That's right. While you were watching NPC streams on TikTok, the space elves were ruling the galaxy, and they did so.
So all
for
this shit
quite
happened
a
in the past, not the future. Got it. Okay, Bricky, what the fuck? Okay, Warframe, what the shit?
long period of time.
Oh. Who invited
The 21st
us?
century came and went. Humanity grew and grew, all under the nose of their elf overlords. At this time, humans
Honestly,
advanced.
I would
Your
take the elf overlords. Thank you. I want in on that business. I want in on that. I want to be, if I was gonna have overlords of anything, I'd take the elf overlords. Thank you.
classic sci-fi style way. We began to expand, colonize our solar system, terraformed our planets, created new and more powerful machines and starships. The age of Terra, also known as Earth, but we call it Terra here, was here and existed between the 21st century all the way until the 15th millennia. Not much
Jeez.
is known about this time, not much needs to be known. Humanity grew up, sought the stars. It's classic.
We left,
Then came
yeah.
the years between 15,000 and 25,000, the age of technology, or to some, the dark age of technology.
Speak
This
for
is when
yourself, I'd
humanity
fist the
reached
android.
A new apex of technological understanding. When you think of sci-fi, there's a lot of things you can think of. Star Trek, maybe Star Wars style. You can go cyberpunk dystopian. The age of technology was deep sci-fi, like a
Ooh.
scientific prowess that fringed on magic. This is also when the first ever psychers began showing up in humanity. Individuals with the genetic mutation to be able to access the warp, and then because of that,
That
travel
third
through
eye
it.
is gnarly.
Humanity was no longer constricted to their early ways of travel. With warp
So, like,
travel,
did the elf
they could
overlords
go
finally show up to be like, rejoice, humanity, we are helping?
anywhere in the galaxy. They equipped ships with gigantic AI machines, with everything you would ever need to know about mankind. And
Actual
sent
AI,
them
not
out on
ChatGPT,
colony
by the
ships
way.
to expand their influence across the galaxy. And this was truly the golden age of humanity. And with every golden age,
Someone has to fuck
While
it
the
up.
new human upstarts of the galaxy were reaching new levels of technology and prowess, the Eldar were engaging in
Oh no. No!
What happens when a
Why can't the
species
golden
has
age of
everything?
anything stay the golden age of anything? Why does someone always have to come in and fuck it up for everybody? I don't get it, chat.
You can produce unlimited food out of nothing.
Would
Your
be
need
great.
for farmers and workers, gone. You have dominated the stars and have created a fast travel system that doesn't rely on the dangers of the warp. You have
Great.
nothing else to do. You
Oh,
have no
no.
struggles, no problems,
Oh,
and
no.
feel as if there is nowhere else to go. Well, you begin to experiment. The Eldar started harmless enough. You know, you take a serious interest in your species' culture, your art,
Oh, no.
paintings, poems, plays. These are Eldar, elves, remember? Their emotions are heightened, more powerful than us humans. So your plays get louder. They start to push on the limits of your hearing ability. Your music becomes different, more deranged.
Oh.
It pushes the boundaries of what is art. The visual spectacle of art becomes more bizarre, more delusional, more eccentric. And let's
do
not
like
forget
that.
a very important sense. touch. Pornography is one thing.
I'm a virgin.
Brothels is
Oh.
another. What if they all mixed? What if your brothels were part of your art and music?
Oh,
and
great,
what if those
sex shows.
became more deranged? The boundaries of debauchery were not just met, but shattered. Next thing
Oh.
you know, murder is
This is
commonplace and
how the
often
fucking
mixed.
Cenobites fucking exist. Jesus Christ. Like, pleasure's so great that they're willing to chase anything to get that high. Like, oh.
We have such sights to show you.
With the art, music, and sex. Pain is a common
Yep.
byproduct of entertainment. Whatever
No.
sensation you can have must be increased, must be enhanced, must be taken to the limits. The
No,
Eldar
thank you.
Empire slipped into a nightmarish realm of debauchery and
Yeah,
excess, with
hedonism.
the worst of it taking place in a city in the Webway, a black market for these kinds of heinous acts known as Kamara. Some Eldar saw the writing on the wall, saw what was happening to their species and how far they had slipped. So they boarded continent-sized starships called craft worlds and left their empire.
I would've
seeking
dipped,
a
yeah.
more enlightened,
I would've dipped.
calmer.
I would have dipped because, like, as soon as you fucking start chasing highs that are, like, that ridiculous, it's like the porn rabbit hole. It's like when your mom says that you start small, but then eventually you're gonna want to watch someone in, like, full BDSM gear and get, like, super tortured with a pointy dildo. Like, that's legit what's happening to the elves. It's like what your mom warned you about.
Existence among their peers.
Like, I might be a gooner, but as soon as pain is involved, I'm out. I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Some, those in Kamara, pushed it to even greater heights, relishing the pain and torment they inflicted on those around them. All
Yeesh.
during this, the warp, the yin to the yang of the world, was fed by these emotions, by the psychic power of the Eldar, by the souls taken in these depraved acts on a galactic
Imagine you
scale.
die after being, like, fucking whipped by a dildo whip, like, 50,000 times till you, like, die. And then you wake up in the warp and you'd be like, oh, man, that fucking sucks.
And just like that, Eldar ended.
Oh.
Slaanesh, the fourth chaos god, was birthed into existence and consumed the souls of 90% of the Eldar population. Those that
Oh!
fled were spared the worst of it.
Yeah,
and
get
those in
fucked.
the Webway and Kamara were able to stave off the pull of Slaanesh so long as they continued to commit horrid acts.
Okay,
of
so, like, if you're not
torture
doing
and
BDSM torture shit, you're safe. If you're doing BDSM torture shit, you're safe. But if you fucking dipped before it got too bad, you are also safe. So she just fucked up everybody.
violence. But for the majority of the Eldar, their empire died with Slaanesh's birth. The
Yeah.
new fourth chaos
Look at that queen, though. Mama, she's pink. She's pink and she's chaotic and she's great. Are those the fabulous guys? Are those the ones that I was like, oh my god, yes, Queen Slay? Yes, oh, bet.
god, she who thirsts, the god
Oh,
of
me.
unspeakable
Actually, why are we using my name?
excess of pleasure, pain, hedonism, and perfection had been born. With
Oh.
the fall of the Eldar Empire came the ruin of humanity.
Oh.
Slaanesh's birth sent storms in the warp across the galaxy, making travel between star systems impossible.
Well,
Coupled
yeah.
with a huge classic AI rebellion, as a staple in these sci-fi
Yeah, don't touch
settings,
it.
humanity began to suffer the age of strife. Now, planets that relied on intergalactic travel were completely cut off.
And died.
Long-range messages, normally sent through the warp, were snuffed out. If you were a planet mining stuff but couldn't get food, well, you know that movie about the rugby players in the mountains? Oh,
Yeah.
and because of these insane
Zen Gunman,
warp
thanks so much for the membership.
storms and fluctuations, psychers began to appear
So are we allowed to obliquely refer to you as the she who thirsts? Yes.
among the human population a bit more often. Now, this initially had them hunted down as witches, because that's pretty common in this setting, but
Yeah.
some deemed it right to protect them. Unfortunately for those people, psychers, because they open a gateway to the warp, don't really know how to use their powers well, and they kind of attract demons who
Oh.
then force their way through the psyker as a conduit of sorts and begin to slaughter the population of your planet.
Oh, great.
The Age of Strife was a catastrophic period of time for humanity and set back their progress tenfold over the not one, not two, but 5,000 year period. During this time,
Oh,
the
geez.
age of humanity that we know began to form. Worlds equipped with large mechs for agriculture began to equip them with weapons to defend from alien and demonic invaders. Over 5,000 years, this became a custom and tradition, dubbing them as
So is
night
that why
worlds,
fucking Warhammer is so fucked? The elves got a little too fucking horny and now we're here. It's always the goon.
feudal society of honor-bound knights and gigantic robots that uphold the chivalric code to defend their worlds and honor. A group of individuals on Mars, after radioactively bombing their planet to become inhospitable to human life, ran their entire lives underground on the few life support systems keeping them alive. Those technicians who could work on the machines and keep them operational were revered, and over 5,000 years
we goon
went
too
from
hard,
skilled members of society to full-blown priests. The cult Mechanicus, or tech priests of Mars, formed in the ashes of the Red Planet with a religious fervor and doctrine on the cult
I love
of the
me a
machine
robot cult.
god. And on Earth, or Terra, techno-barbarian tribes waged war across the planet in a mad...
the planet looks lovely. A techno-barbarian. Now I've seen it all. Now I've seen it all, mama. Like, holy shit. You don't look techno at all. You just have metal. Earth is kind of a mess in 40K. Yeah. That goes hard as fuck, though. It does.
Max style of blood and gore, until finally, a mysterious man who lived in the shadows of Terra for millennia finally revealed himself to the populace. His name was the Emperor.
That's
he
it.
deemed himself the Emperor of mankind.
Okay.
Where did he come from? I don't know. Why is he 10 feet tall and the most powerful psyker of all of mankind?
Okay, but the
I
armor
don't
goes
know.
hard as fuck, though. What do you mean? Like, that's fucking baller. Is all of this fan art, by the way? Like, this is beautiful.
Why is he basically immortal? I don't know. Where'd Cotton Eye Joe go? Who knows? But he's here, and he isn't happy with all of you ripping up Terra. So he began
I'm not
the
happy with it
Unification
either.
Wars, where he and a very early version of the famous Space Marines, the Thunder Warriors, reunited Terra under a single banner. With blood. Then,
Yeah.
after taking over Earth, he reunited the Thunder Warriors into the fucking dirt. This is where we get the Imperium of Man, also known as the Imperium. The new faction headed by the Emperor of Mankind, with a treaty signed with the cult Mechanicus on Mars to spread out and reunite humanity after the catastrophic
After
Age
the
of
elves
Strife.
goon too
But
hard.
First, the Emperor is going to need some smaller versions of himself. 20 of them, 18 of them, I meant, gene-crafted sons of the strongest human to
Crafted?
ever live. All of them possess unparalleled strategic
Like, we built the human? Like, build a bear? He's so manly that the sons don't even come from sex. He flexed his abs and they all fell out. Yeah, you skipped the fun part. Why would you skip the fun part? No girls allowed. Yep.
power, intelligence, formidable strength and size. A real powerful force to unite humanity and stop the chaos of the current galaxy. Speaking of chaos, you ever seen that image of that guy? It's like throwing the baby
I
like a
love that
basketball?
one! Get it, queen!
What happened? The Chaos Gods intervened and grabbed the 18 Primarch gestation pods and yeeted them across the galaxy at a whim, everywhere they could possibly go. A galactic game of keep away. So the Emperor had to get them back. So begins the Great Crusade. A crusade across the stars to reunite not just humanity, but the Emperor with his fallen sons.
His
the
test
first
tube
to
babies.
be found was Horus.
The book!
One of the strongest and most noble sons. The Emperor carried with him a legion of newly crafted warriors with genetic material made from their Primarch father. These are the newly made Space Marines. For Horus,
So they're clones? So do people just not have sex now because they're so afraid of Slanesh coming for their wig? Do we have a canon reason as to why if you play Warhammer and you don't have a girlfriend, you shouldn't feel bad? They're not clones. Oh, thank God, they still have sex. It's a process. What process? No clones, but still no sex. Got it. Slanesh is scared the shit out of everybody.
his were the Luna Wolves. And as the Emperor continued on his great crusade, he found more and more of his sons, reuniting them with their individual Space Marine legions. Leman Russ, the cunning hunter with the Space Wolves. Rogel Dorm, the Phalanx with the Imperial Fists. Angron, the Barbarian.
Okay, like, Zaddy Emperor, I have a question. Why do you have no daughters? Like, not to be fucking rude, but why no women? Like, is it one of those, like, women are weak, bitch? Because, like, mama, we can have kids, and that shit hurts like a bitch, and we're still fine. Women are scary. No girls allowed. I guess. They have cooties. When his best friend chased the girls, he laughed at them. Okay, we don't like the Emperor anymore.
very angry with his world eaters. Fulgrim, the
He's a raging homosexual. Yeah, apparently!
perfect with his emperor's children, and Jagatai Khan, the swift, the stoic, and his white scars.
I love the aesthetic of the fucking Emperor's children. Oh, these are the sexy ones. This one, the guy with purple armor has like the best shit. That's like Slay Queen.
And Jagatai Khan.
Jagatai Khan, I
swift,
love the fucking like Mongol aesthetic, and then we switch to his warriors and it's just normal sci-fi dudes in helmets.
Stoic and his white scars.
Yeah, what the
Those
fuck? Why
were
are the
just
aesthetics not matching?
some of the 18, and one by one his lost Primarch sons were
Why is that one gray? Why are you a lizard person? It's a long story. Oh, like a saga of novels?
returned to him, and their Space Marine legions returned to them. The Great Crusade saw humanity once again reconquer the stars.
That's
returning
great.
worlds of humanity back to the Imperium.
I love the
and
giant
killing
armor.
any and all who stood against their noble crusade. But in the years of the 31st millennia, treachery would break this all apart.
No! Oh.
We don't know what we did. Horus, the Emperor's most beloved and favored sons,
Would not have
named
happened if
War
it was a
Master for the
girl.
Crusade, succumbed to the power of chaos and daddy issues, all because of that bastard Erebus. Yo, fuck Erebus. Slowly, Horus would become corrupted, turning the Emperor's sons against him. This begins the most pivotal moment in our story, and the one that has like 50 books written about it.
Oh! So, like, the books were not just, like, Journey to the Center of the Bussy to get, like, the test tube babies back. The books are, like, from this. Interesting.
Horus heresy. 9 of the 18 Primarchs turned against the Emperor, and the following years were a bloody battle for the throne of Terra. The Emperor originally was working on a special
He's
webway
gigantic.
project,
Holy shit, that dude really is 10 feet tall.
just like the Eldar, to make faster-than-light travel significantly easier and safer. Really improve humanity to allow them to conquer the stars without the risk of the warp. Well, this big red idiot named Magnus kind of blew a hole into that, literally and figuratively. So Big E over there is stuck on a gigantic golden throne, holding back the oncoming rush of demons and powering the Astronomicon. Basically a big North Star for people who are sailing in the warp to help them navigate. The Horus Heresy saw many loyalist and traitor legions pitted against each other in a bloody war until it reached Terra itself. Horus, unable to break through the lines and with time running out, made a gambit and opened his ship up to be boarded. The Emperor took this challenge, quickly allowing someone else to take control of the throne as he teleported his way onto Horus's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit.
Oh, that's
the
sick,
Emperor,
though.
unable to truly kill his most beloved son, changed his mind right quick when Horus strangled the life out of his other son, Sanguinius.
Oh
no!
I'm sure you've seen this image at some point.
No,
the Emperor
never!
then said,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
and proceeded to psychically blast Horus into complete oblivion,
Oh.
killing not only his body, but also his soul.
No warp for you.
Horribly wounded from this duel, the Emperor is returned to the Golden Throne in order to keep the demons at bay and power the Astronomicon, because without it, humanity would be flying blind. There he sits,
Ew!
slowly dying from his wounds and the strain of powering the Golden Throne. The only thing keeping him alive is feeding upon the souls of 1,000 Psykers every single day.
Oh,
This
Jesus.
was 10,000 years ago.
Ew.
We are now in the 41st millennium, modern day. Warhammer 40,000.
Oh, title drop! That was complicated. Okay, we're not done yet, though.
The Emperor remains on his throne. The Imperium
Is he okay?
is a rotting carcass of an empire, a fascist, xenophobic cult that worships the Emperor as a deity despite him never wanting to be seen as a god. Over the span of 1 million worlds, the ecclesiarchy, the church
Does he look okay?
of
No.
the Emperor, is spread throughout. Inquisitors with unparalleled power root out any sign of heresy or lack of devotion to their god Emperor. The other half of the traitor legions move about as Chaos Space Marines, raiding and pillaging the Imperium, while the loyalist half does their best to keep the Empire.
Does anybody in Warhammer, like, ever, like, live a normal life, farm potatoes, like, just not have to go fight things? Struggle. Can anybody just, like, be alive and farm their potatoes, please? Is there, like, a fucking kid cartoon series for Warhammer that at least has some jokes? Male fantasy. Guys, that's so sad. Boys, men's, like all my fellas in chat. Guys, that's so sad. No. You guys are allowed to think about positive things, okay? It's okay to share our emotions. It's okay to want to do something nice and bake cupcakes and like fucking cry. It's fine.
All throughout this, they must endure orc invasions,
Eldar
trickery, the reawakening of the Necron race, and the Great Devourer, the newest tyrannid threat from the darkness between galaxies that has arrived to feast on their worlds.
Yeah, would.
The theme of Warhammer 40,000 is regression and intolerance. Every major faction in Warhammer
It's sadness. It's sadness. It's just pure depression, chat.
Had an empire that spanned the galaxy only to be crushed back to a hollow shell of what they once were due to their own failures.
The worst part is, you know what? Like, that is just dead-ass life. You have ups and downs, mama, but the ups and downs in Warhammer are kind of dramatic.
The arts, personal freedom, religious tolerance, the simple possibility that alien life might not want to kill us is considered heretical and is often met with a pistol to the head. There is no time for these things. All there is time for is worship of the God Emperor and a million wars to be fought. To be a human in the 41st millennia is 99% of the time to live a horrible existence.
Great.
To be one of trillions of other humans across a million worlds throughout the galaxy. A galaxy where AI is outlawed, so humans are repurposed and lobotomized to become slaves.
Ew.
A place where lack of devotion is met with death. And if you even have devotion, there is a good chance the threats to the galaxy, chaos, and aliens will kill you anyway. Warhammer is a world...
Why? That's so depressing, though. Oh!
Where you revel in being bad. There are protagonists. There are antagonists.
Everyone is
but
mean.
Every faction is some shade of evil.
Yeah,
Because
why?
playing the bad guys is always more fun. And my friend, you have a selection.
Yeah.
So pick up that las gun soldier. You and the other 3 million men and women in this single deployment.
There's women in there? Wait, there's actually women in Warhammer? Damn! I saw like 2 of them.
World in this single battle will now show them the might of the God Emperor. That weapon in your hands has killed 99% of the alien populations in this galaxy. Unfortunately for you, soldier, you're fighting the final 1%. May the Emperor be with us. Glory to the first man to die, for in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
But that was fan art. And that is what is Warhammer. Okay, I really have to ask. Are you guys okay? This is some of the most depressing shit that I've ever seen. And I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, is the lore fascinating? Abso-fucking-lutely. There's some great concepts there. I love sci-fi. But this is so sad.
When GW started, they had Fem Space Marine models. Nobody bought them and no women were interested in the hobby. They appealed to their audience.
Yeah, like this seems like very much like a very male-centered hobby. Like dead ass, with lore like that, no shit it didn't appeal to women. We don't tend to go for depressing stuff like this.
It's the masculine urge to fight a losing battle, win but still die under falling snow.
Oh, it's like you guys, that's like your fantasy that you have in the car on a long car ride. Hobby just nodded at me. Hobby just nodded at me. It's like when you guys go to the beach and you pick up a stick. Exactly. Okay, I'm starting to see the fantasy. All right, girl fantasies tend to be a little bit more on the positive side, but I get it, boys. Putting myself in the shoes of like a man playing this game, I completely get it now, yeah. Yeah, like if you guys are like just pantomiming your male fantasy and having a really, really good time with like your made-up wars and like you die in the hole and your friend avenges you, then yeah, I'm not gonna deny you that. Like, so like the point is not the sadness, the point is like going through the battle, emerging victorious, dying epically on the battlefield, and being remembered forever as a hero. Yeah? That's the point. You don't care about the sadness, you overcome it, you win, you die. Then you play another game and paint another $500 miniature. Honestly, now that I get like the vibe, now that I get the fantasy, I see the appeal in Warhammer. Might not be something that's super lily-coded, but I can respect it for what it is. The lore is fascinating. It's very clear that they put a ton of world building in this over the years. It seems really fun. It's like the fun of like finding a stick at the beach and fucking pretend fighting with your buddies until like someone dies a fucking brutal death on the beach, metaphorically. And then you're all buddies. So it seems really fun. There's a lot of really interesting concepts. The character design is fascinating. A lot of it is really, really cool, phenomenal, bordering on fantasy. I think that fantasy and sci-fi can be married together. So I like what Warhammer has going for it so far. I might make a more of a deep dive later if I want to like check out other lore. But for now, I'm pleased, all right? So if you like this, like, comment, subscribe. Do you guys want me to see more Warhammer lore? Let me know in the comments. I like hearing it, all right? And don't forget that if you want to become a fucking bomb.com Space Marine or whatever faction you're into, I'm an orc girly, mama. Go check out Gamer Subs. It'll energize you. It'll make you sneaky and purple and amazing. But you gotta use code KikiMation at checkout for 10% off your entire order.